सिल्विया प्लैथ बायोग्राफी और इसके बारे में मैं अब बताऊंगी आपको। सिल्विया प्लैथ born in 1932 and died in 1963. Sylvia Plath was an American poet best known for her novel The Bell Jar and for her poetry collection The Colossus and Ariel. Who was Sylvia Plath? Plath was an American novelist and poet. Plath met and married British poet Ted Hughes, although the two later split. The depressive Plath committed suicide in 1963, garnering accolades after her death for the novel The Bell Jar and the poetry collection The Colossus and Ariel. In 1982, Plath became the first person to win both posthumous Pulitzer Prize. Sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, the next topic is early life. Plath was born on October 27, 1932 in Boston, Massachusetts. Plath was a gifted and troubled poet, known for the confessional style of her work. Her interest in writing emerged at an early age when she started out by keeping a journal. After publishing a number of works, Plath won a scholarship to Smith College in 1950. While she was a student, Plath spent time in New York City during the summer of 1953 working for Mademoiselle magazine. Mademoiselle, Mademoiselle magazine as a guest editor. Soon after, Plath tried to kill herself by taking sleeping pills. She eventually recovered, having received treatment during a stay in a mental health facility. Plath returned to Smith and finished her degree in 1955. His relationship and published poetry. Let's have a look. A Fulbright fellowship brought Plath to Cambridge University in England. While studying at a university, Newnham College, Newnham, Newnham, Newnham College, she met the poet Ted Hughes. The two married in 1956 and had a stormy relationship. In 1957, Plath spent time in Muscat to study with poet Robert Lowell and met fellow poet and student Anne Sexton. She also taught English and at Smith College around that same time. Plath returned to England in 1959, a poet on the rise. Plath had first collection of poetry, The Colossus, published in England in 1960. That same year, she gave birth to her first child, a daughter named Freda. 2 years later, Plath and Hughes welcomed a second child, a son named Nicholas. Unfortunately, the couple's marriage was falling apart. Her death, after Hughes left her for another woman in 1962, Plath fell into a deep depression. Struggling with her mental illness, she wrote The Bell Jar in 1963, her only novel, which was based on her life and deals with one young woman's mental breakdown. Plath published the novel under the pseudonym Pseudonym Victoria Lucas. It's the name of a publication company. She also created the poems that would wake up and the collection Ariel, which was released after her death. Platt committed suicide on February 11, 1963. Legacy and movies. Much of the dismay of some admirers of Plath, Hughes became her literary executor after her death. While there has been some speculation about how he handled her papers and her image, he did edit what is considered by many of greatest work, Ariel. It features several of her most well-known poems, including Daddy and Lady Lazarus. He continued to produce new collection of Plath's work. Plath won the Pulitzer Prize in 1982 for collected poems. She is still highly regarded as and much studied poet to this day. The story of Plath, her troubled life and tragic death, was the basis for the 2003 biopic Sylvia, starring Genevieve Paltrow in the title role.